Hey everybody, I just want to make a video, and I'm planning to make a video each and every day just to review the material that students are going to be working on in their distance learning packet. And so I apologize for how I look right now, but I'm just at home, so this is kind of what we get. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everyone is staying safe, taking all the proper precautions they need to take as far as washing their hands, just staying at home, eating healthy foods, getting proper rest, all of that stuff. But so there, you can see they sent out a PDF, and also you can pick it up. But each day there's a piece of paper and it tells you what you're supposed to be doing. And you don't need to move ahead, you can, but I'm only gonna go day by day. So you don't need to be working 8 hours a day on schoolwork. Now, if you want to, that's great, live your best life, but that's not what I'm gonna be requiring. So a big thing to keep doing at home is continue reading. Continue reading books. I would suggest, 20, 30 minutes a day. Pick a book that you want to read. It can be an online book. It can be a book that you have at your house. Unfortunately, you can't use any of the books in my library right now, but just pick a book that you want to read. And we all have notebooks. Everyone should have a notebook. And if you want, you can even take this time to journal about what you read or journal about what you're doing, just to keep in the practice of writing, because that's definitely something that I don't want to lose. I want y'all to continue with your writing, continue with how far we've come since August. So you can journal about what you read each day, or you can journal about what you're doing. That may just be watching TV and doing schoolwork, but you can still journal about, or just journal about how you're feeling right now. How do you feel with being out of school for 2 weeks due to, the coronavirus being around? So there are some videos that you can watch, and they're going to be asking you about author's purpose today. That's what they're going to be focusing on. They want to know the author's purpose behind this. And as we know, and you can even look back in your notes, good thing is most of the things that are being covered, we've already taken notes on. So if you, for some reason, get a little confused or a little lost, you can always just refer back to your notes that we've taken in class. Remember, there's author's purpose spells PI, to persuade somebody, to inform, and to entertain. Remember, persuade means that you're trying to get someone to believe what you believe, to get on board with the direction that you're going. When you're informing someone, you're just giving them information. You're giving them information about a certain topic, and we've done that before with our research papers about our animals, where you informed people about how they survive, what they look like, what they eat. So that would be informing. And then to entertain, those are just those stories that you read because you enjoy that topic. You enjoy it. It's fun. A lot of y'all like to read, those graphic novels, and you read those graphic novels because it entertains you. You enjoy that. So remember, when it comes to author's purpose, those are the three: persuade, inform, and entertain. When it's asking what author's purpose is, just think about those three and then be able to explain. Why is it persuade? Why is it inform? Why is it entertain? And then they have kind of a grammar aspect to things as well, where you'll focus more on how do you end certain sentences, like what punctuation will you end the sentence with. And so remember, there's 4 types of sentences. You have declarative, which is just a sentence that's just stating something. It's our normal run-of-the-mill sentence, and that ends in a period. Then you have the interrogative sentence. An interrogative is a question. So remember, if I ask, what are you doing today? What did you do today? What's your favorite sport? We always end that in a question mark. Then you have exclamatory. Exclamatory is where you express a ton of emotion. You're super pumped, you're super excited. Usually we show that when we're at a sporting event or we're excited about the weekend or we're going somewhere. You can express that, and we do an exclamation mark for that. And then we have an imperative sentence, which also ends in a period, but that's a command. That's when maybe I tell you, get out your notebook. I'm telling you to do something. Or your parents may tell you, go clean up your room. That's an imperative. That's a command. You're being asked to do something. So those are the things you need to remember. And also we're looking at subject and predicate. So remember, subject is who or what is the sentence about. A subject is just the noun, person, place, thing, or animal. So remember that when you're looking at a sentence like, who is doing this? What is happening? Look and see who or what the sentence is about. And then the predicate is just a fancy word for a verb. And basically whatever part of the sentence is not the subject, the rest of it is the predicate. It's the action, it's the verb in the sentence. So remember all of that. And then you also will have a writing prompt at the bottom. Remember all your basic grammar rules. Remember, paragraphs are 5 to 7 sentences. I don't believe it's that long. You kind of have to go to the back of the packet, I believe, to be able to write. If you don't want to write on that because maybe you want to write more or you want to stick more with your journal, that's totally fine with me. Or even if you want to do it on a Google Doc, you can easily do that. I'm going to be doing my best to set up a Google Classroom for all of this. That way it can just be easier and we can kind of figure all this out. But remember, just look at the topic, make sure you stay on topic, make sure that you're discussing what it's asking, full sentences. So we need a subject and a verb, capitalize the first letter of a sentence. Make sure if you say the word I, talking about yourself, that I is capitalized. We don't start sentences normally with conjunctions, so and, but, or, so. We don't normally start it with that. Those are like the basic rules. And for the most part, though, like I said, a lot of your stuff is in the notebook. And I'm going to do my best to be as available as possible to answer any questions that you as students have or parents that y'all have as well. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible, so that way we can make sure that no one is losing any time, any education. I definitely want your kids to be set up for success for 4th grade. And I'm not sure if many of y'all saw, but Governor Greg Abbott waived STAR testing requirements for the 2019-2020 school year, because there are quite a few schools in more highly infected areas that are going to be out the rest of the school year possibly, and some schools will be out into STAR testing. And so they're waiving that, which means that we won't be taking STAR from what I'm understanding. So if that can just be kind of a breath of fresh air, take some weight off of your shoulders as far as that, just take that time, just do the learning packet. I can try and find some other enrichment activities, but for the most part, if your child can just continue to do what we have, we can definitely do that. And then they definitely should be using Raz Kids as well. Raz Kids is going to help them if say like there's not a lot of books at home. That's definitely a place, and it asks questions, it helps. And if you still want to, even though STAR isn't happening this year, you can definitely still use those practice STAR test questions that I sent out a link a couple weeks ago, but I can definitely send it back out to y'all. But if you even just type like STAR test, 3rd grade ELA, it can show you like the past decade as far as that goes. And yeah, I think that's about it. But again, I'm going to do my best to make a video every day for y'all, so that way you can still feel connected to me. You can still feel that, even though this is distance learning, I'm still very much here for your child, still very much here for y'all. and just wanting to make sure that they succeed and that these next 2 weeks aren't just a wash and lost, but that they can come back on the 31st of March. As far as I know right now, that's when we're coming back, and be able to just pick up right where we left off. So I hope that this was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I'm going to do my best today to set up a Google Classroom for both of my classes, for 3C, so for my homeroom, and then 3D, Miss John's homeroom, and they come to me in the afternoon. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, email me. I will say though, if you try to email me after like 7 o'clock at night, you're probably not going to hear from me till the next day. So I just gotta have a cutoff point for myself as far as answering emails. But anytime before that, I will definitely do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. I hope y'all have a great day. I'm praying and thinking about all of you guys and all of your families and just everything that's going on in the world, that we are able to unite and be able to help one another. And if there's any way that I can help you guys, please, please, please let me know.